How to bend reality to get whatever you want. A lot of people set their goals from a limited paradigm of themselves. If you do not know who you are, how can you ever get what you truly want? Because what you want is going to be based off of limited perception of self and your world views and your beliefs that you've collected over the years that were instilled into you by society, teachers, people, society in general. And from these beliefs that have been instilled into you are going to take you away from your truth, your authentic self, how God created you. So before you try to create reality, before you try to bend it using your will, you first must define and understand who you are. Not who do you want to become, but who you are authentically in your heart. How do we uncover who we are? Is by removing and subtracting and taking away the stories that we've came to believe throughout our life. You have this authentic, true version of yourself, and you know who they are because you were born as them. But as life has continued and you've added on the mask of trying to pretend to be somebody you're not, you've added on beliefs that are not actually truly what you believe. You've collected emotions that have weighed you down. And you've developed habits which are automatically taking you away from your truth as well. You're now operating on autopilot. So if you're trying to build something from this inauthentic version of yourself, you will hit roadblocks. And you will find yourself hitting a ceiling again and again and again. Or you will go through life struggling. You will go through life in pain. And that is not natural, to operate from struggle and pain. You never see a child in life going through pain and struggle, do you? Because he's free in his mind. He's being authentic and true to himself before the world took a hold of him and started telling him who he had to be. So the more you can get to the core of your identity and who you truly are in God's image and how he sees you, the more authentic you are going to become. And as you become more authentic, you're going to love yourself more. And when you love yourself, you will naturally align and gravitate towards the things in life that are for you. Every single one of you watching this right now has a vision, a dream, a goal in your heart that was placed in there by God himself. One of the common things I see when I speak to people is they say, John, I don't know what I want. It's not that you don't know what you want, it's that you don't think that you're deserving or worthy of that reality you want to step into. So you make the conclusion, or you decide how convenient it is to say, oh, I don't know what I want, right? It's just an easy way of saying, I don't want to step into that reality because I don't align with that reality. Your heart knows what you want. You know what you want. If I was to ask you, would you rather drive the Honda or the Ferrari, you'd know which one you would choose. Do you want to have the house with the beautiful views, or the house that's got no views and it's boxed in with two other houses next to it? If I asked you, do you want to have the loving, beautiful relationship, or the relationship that's not nice and it brings you down, which one would you choose? Exactly, you know the answers. But you do not have this self-love to even ask God for these things because you don't feel worthy and deserving of that. So the first step to bending reality is to first become in alignment with your true, authentic self and begin to accept yourself for who you are and to begin to love yourself unconditionally now. For as long as you believe that self-love is somewhere in the distant future and self-love is something that you have to attain by acquiring external things, you will always be chasing self-love. And no matter what you attain externally, will always reflect back to you what you believe to be true about yourself. This is why you chase and you chase and you chase, and still you have not changed truly yourself, have you? You may have built better habits. You may have more confidence. You may have more power in you. You may have attained things externally, but deep down within, there's still something missing, isn't there? The thing you're missing is self-love. And from love, okay, you are going to get everything you ever wanted if that's what you believe, if you find God. Because again, your beliefs and the way you view the world will shape how you take action in this world. If you believe that you have to struggle and you have to push and you have to grind to achieve your goals, and that will be true and that will play out. But this is not from God. This is not from God. When you step into the belief of God already loves me and I love God and I am going to commit to God and make him my priority and obey God, it's going to be a whole different way of living. Because you've gone your whole life thinking you need to struggle and push and grind when God just wants to bless you with whatever you ask for, if you believe that. Do you understand? So identifying self is the first step to changing this reality you live in. If you do not know who you are, you'll never get what you truly want. Let that sink in. If you don't know who you are, you will never get what you truly want, because you're basing it off of what the world has told you. If I came on this video right now and said how to bend reality to get whatever you want, and I said, you want to make money, you want to get jacked, you want to do this, you want to do that, but if in your soul, if in your heart, you want to live a simple life, you want to move to Thailand, you want to make $5,000 a month, you want to have a family, you want to meditate, you want to do yoga. If that's what your soul desires, and you're trying to go after becoming a multi-millionaire, running teams, running businesses, but that's not what your heart truly wants, you will always resist moving towards that. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is trying to convince our head of something our heart knows is a lie. Your soul knows what you want. Your soul knows who you are. So first of all, clarify who you are. And this is a journey. This might not happen overnight. But as you embark on this journey, the path will enlighten as you walk it. So once you begin to clarify who you actually are, your values, your beliefs, then you can step into the reality creation process. Now, the reality creation process of bending reality is actually very, very simple. First, you dream the painting, then you paint the dream. This is what Vincent van Gogh said. You have to go into your imagination and you have to begin to see the reality that is already yours, because it is already yours. It's in your heart already. Every single one of you right now, as you close your eyes and imagine a certain reality, is going to have different visions popping up in their mind. These are not random. These are given to you and gifted to you by God. As you start to deepen your imagination, as you start to go within more, you will see the visions being gifted to you by God. The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord will establish his steps. Your heart already knows this vision you're moving towards. So once you have clarity on this and you've gone into your imagination and you've begun to construct in your mind the details of this reality, you've begun to build up in the unseen the reality you are striving towards, you're going to know with certainty, you're going to know with truth that this is for you. It's going to excite you, it's going to bring you joy, it's going to bring you peace. These are the fruits of the Holy Spirit. Your soul wants these things, brother. Your soul wants to go after things that elevate the soul, not deplete it. So as you embark on this journey in your unseen world, you're going to start to strengthen it. You're going to start to see and build it up in the unseen. Once you have done this, then you want to bring it to pen and paper. Then you want to write down your vision. Not from a place of I want and I need and maybe. It's from a place of it is already done. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe you have received it and it will be given unto you. This is the promise of God. So when you begin to build up in the unseen, you're going to be strengthening your relationship with God. You're going to be strengthening your internal belief. And as within, so without. Beliefs are not true in themselves. They become true in our experience if we believe them. If you believe that this is hard and it's somewhere in the distant future and you need this thing and whatever else, then it will always elude you. Once you begin to accept right now that the unseen is the seen, it's just the seen is taking time to catch up with that reality. That's all it is. So when you begin to construct the unseen with the reality you want, you put it to pen and paper from a place of this is already mine. Thank you, God. I am, I have. This is already mine. And then you begin to impress that into the subconscious as you begin to thank God for these blessings already. You know, when you pray with thanksgiving from the heart. How would you feel when this reality that is already blessed, being blessed to you by God, was given to you? You would be giving grace to God. You'd be saying, thank you, God. So why do you have to see it in the physical reality to believe it's yours? Why do you have to see the bank account or the physique or the relationship or how you would feel, the love, the peace, the joy? That's simply an illusion in the external world. Now, as you begin to strengthen it in the unseen, you're going to realize the unseen, I would arguably say, has more power than the seen. The more deeper you go into the unseen, you start to realize it is just another reality. So as you strengthen this with meditation, with praying, with visualization, you start to construct this perfect mental world. And then you start to see the external world reflect that. What most people do is they wait for the external world to give them the confirmation of the thing they are asking for. They want more money, and they wait for their bank account to reveal that back to them. Oh, I don't have money yet. They wait for the relationship to feel like they have the relationship. Now, understand, people, this world as we see it with our physical eyes is around 0.0035%. So if we see reality from that limited frame, what does that mean? It means the world is not as it is, the world is as we are. We perceive the world based on how we see ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. Now, if you understand that we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are, then you understand that who we are is a collection of how we think, feel, and act. But most importantly is how we feel. Because our emotions put out a frequency into this universe and we draw that back to us. And if you understand that at the end of any experience is an emotion and a feeling, then what most people do wrong is they try to get the experience to have the feeling. So if I ask you right now, why do you want to make money? Why do you want to have a relationship? Why do you want to build a physique? Why do you want to live a life of freedom? Because it's going to evoke a feeling within you at the end of that experience. But understand, if you tell me, John, I want to have money so I can feel powerful, so I can feel confident, so I can feel successful. If in the pursuit of that goal, you don't feel confident, powerful, or successful, how are you going to show up? Think about that. You're saying you don't have these things, so you're telling yourself, I am not these things. So if you are not successful, if you are not abundant, if you are not confident, if you are not powerful, you're going to show up with limited potential. You're going to show up with limited power, which will get you limited results. Now, this is not to say, right? And this is where people get confused. If I say I am rich, if I say I have money, am I not lying to myself? Yes, because these are physical manifestations. Money, bits of paper, are going to be a reflection of your identity. You never want to say I am rich, for example. You want to understand the meaning of the word and what it impresses into the subconscious, because the subconscious mind can only be impressed with images and feelings. So to say I have money, yes, you are lying to yourself, because in the physical world you do not have that yet. But to say I am abundant, I am deserving, I am confident, then you are stating an identity. You are stating that you are this thing. Now understand, if I am confident, if I am deserving, if I am worthy, and I have a target of making money, does that person go out and achieve that if they truly feel confident? If they truly feel worthy and deserving of that thing? 100%. Like we've established, the world is not as it is, the world is as you are. The world is a mirror. To base your identity or to tell yourself I have money is a lie. To tell yourself you have a Lamborghini when you don't is a lie. But to tell yourself I am confident, to tell yourself I am deserving, to tell yourself you are worthy, that is truth if you accept it now. Because at any given moment you can decide to be confident or you can decide to not be confident. No, John, but you don't understand. I'm not confident though. This is the reason why. This is the reason why. Yeah, because your belief is that. You're filtering out why you don't believe you're confident. Now, the reticular activating system will literally filter into your mind what you believe to be true. So if you close your eyes right now, in fact, keep your eyes open for a moment. I want you to look around your room right now, and I want you to look around where you are and look for everything that is blue. I'll do the same. Okay, the sky is blue. What else can I see? My laptop is blue. That board over there is blue. Okay. Now, close your eyes. I'll do the same. And think of everything that was red. Think of everything that was red around you. I can't recall anything that was red. So you can open your eyes and look around now. Is there anything around me that's red? The same thing I looked at over there was red. For example, those pots over there are red. Anything else around me? No. The point I'm trying to make is this. Whatever you believe to be true will be true. And whatever you look for, you will find. So if I ask you right now, tell me why you don't have confidence. You can tell me reasons why you don't have confidence. But if I say to you right now, tell me why you're confident, you can find me reasons to be confident. The only difference is going to be the stronger emotional charge you have around this belief. Because emotion and belief, right, is what creates the conviction. It's the emotion around the belief that strengthens it. So if you believe you're not confident in your heart, yeah, that will be true. But if you believe with emotion and conviction that you are confident, that will be true. You have just collected emotions that have strengthened the belief, whichever one you have chose. You have built up evidence to support this. When you come into this world, you do not have any beliefs. They are all learned. So whatever you believe to be true about yourself was learned. And in the same way you learned it, you can unlearn this. So when it comes to creating your reality, you have to be so clear on the identity of this person. You have to be so strong in the conviction of self, because the external world, manifesting things, is easy. It's simple. If you can manifest $100, you can manifest $100 million. Okay? It's just understanding the internal identity and do you believe you're worthy of that thing. Now, let's talk about bending reality in the sense of actually choosing what it is you want. When it comes to creating the reality of what you want, you are going to know what it is you want. Like we said before, let's say you want to make $100 million. Do you truly want to make $100 million? Or is it just some random number you plucked out of thin air? When it comes to building this life you truly want, I always tell people to do this. Instead of setting a goal, $100 million, set a vision that is in your heart. Set a vision from your heart. And from the vision, okay, from your imagination, from your heart, visualize that. And then ask the question, if this was my reality, what would have to be true to make it happen? Then you set a target. Okay, I want to have this lifestyle. I want to have a private jet. I want to have a yacht. I want to be able to do this, this, and this. Okay, that's going to cost me logically $100 million. Now we set the target that we logically move towards. But if your vision is you've bought a house in the Spanish mountains and it costs you $3 million and you're living off investments, spending $25,000 every single month, right? Okay, cool. Now I understand logically, all I need to do is acquire a certain amount of money, put it into investments, have that paying me investments each month, each year that I live off, and then you can step towards that. But the point I'm trying to make here is you have to have alignment of what you truly want. So many people are setting goals that are not truly what they want, and they wonder why they're not going after their goal because they have no true reason why they want the thing. So they can't even visualize it because their heart doesn't truly desire that. So you have to take a step back and go inside and say, what do I truly want? What do I truly want in this reality of mine? And from there, you can start to move towards it. The last point I want to touch on here, guys, is understanding your true motivations and reasons why. If you have this compelling vision, you know who you are, but you don't truly know why you want it, that is not going to allow you to step into your vision as strongly as you can. One of my quotes I developed is, if your vision does not move you emotionally, it will not move you physically. So if you're not crystal clear on why you actually want this thing, you will limit yourself in going after it. You're always going to be fighting one of two things: the pleasure of gain and the pain of loss. And if the pleasure of staying where you are right now is greater than the pain of staying where you are, then you won't change. If you have more pleasure attached to staying where you are, more pleasure attached to staying where you are than pleasure to where you're going, and you have more pain to where you're going and pleasure to staying where you are, you won't move towards it. But if your reason why is big enough, and if you understand the consequences of not achieving this goal, this vision, and how it will impact you negatively, this is called loss aversion, then you will find yourself being pulled towards this goal. You will find yourself being driven towards this goal because you have emotional drivers which are deeply embedded in the subconscious. Now, I've explained to you today how to bend reality, or maybe more so what you need to do to bend reality. Now, when it comes to applying this, I'm going to break it down in another video, specifically how to visualize and construct the mental images in your mind and how to impress it deeply into your subconscious mind so that your reality will literally reflect it back to you. If you found this video valuable, good, because it was. And this will change your life and transform it if you deductively think about what I've said today. The problem with men nowadays is they simply do not think. There is an abundance of information out there right now. But the question is, are you applying it? How many podcasts have you watched? How many YouTube videos have you watched? How many courses have you gone through? How many books have you read, but your life has not fucking changed, has it? Because you have not reprogrammed the subconscious mind. You have not impressed it deeply enough with enough conviction to truly align with that reality. You act confused. You act like you don't know what to do and it's taking time. No, bro. The only thing holding you back right now is one thing and one thing only. It's fear of stepping into this next reality. And where you are right now, you're fucking comfortable. So you're staying where you are. You know you're lying to yourself. You know what you need to do to get to the next level. You know exactly what you need to do. The question is, are you ready for that level up? My brothers, my sisters, God bless. And I'll see you in the next video.